Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of NASCAR Heat 3 Career Mode. I hope you are all having a great day. Today we go to Dover in the Xfinity Series, where we had Landon Castle back in the car for 2 races in a row. We also go to Kansas in the Cup Series, which we always know is going to probably be a pretty rough race for myself now. But we had Landon Castle, like I said, in the car. He started down in about 11th. So he was not the best qualifying effort, but it was certainly a pretty solid one. And for some reason, I forgot to show the middle portion of this race, so it's going to skip right to the last lap. But he would work his way up into the 4th position, battling for 3rd on the inside lane of, or on the inside of Tyler Reddick as he came out of turn 4. Daniel Hemrick would come through to win in Dover, and Castle would actually come through to get a 3rd place finish for our team. So a great effort from Landon Castle here in our Xfinity car, so we definitely can keep him in mind later in the season. I think Landon Castle is one of those drivers that is very worthy of a top-tier car, and he doesn't necessarily get it, obviously, in the Cup Series, but I would love to see him get a good opportunity one day in a Cup, or maybe just Xfinity. But now it's time to set our sights on the Cup Series race here in Kansas. Like I said, Kansas, a track we usually struggle at pretty bad. We usually have to have either a tight car that is really slow or a loose car that's fast, and hope that we don't crash. And I obviously go with the loose car now as we come through turn 3 and turn 4, heading down the front straightaway in our qualifying lap. It was a decent lap, similar to the last time we were here in the playoffs. We come across the line and hit a 30.547, and we will start Kansas in the 12th starting positions. Hopefully we can work our way forwards and have a chance to win here tonight in Kansas.
Good evening, race fans. Tonight, the Monster Energy NASCAR Cup Series is at Kansas Speedway for the running of the KC Masterpiece 400. Tomorrow is Mother's Day, and that means we're about a third of the way through this exciting NASCAR season. What better present for Mom than a win tonight at this 1.5-mile tri-oval? Who will make their way to victory lane and possibly submit a spot in this year's playoffs? Let's head down to the track and find out. Happy Mother's Day, everyone.
Alright, we're ready to go green for the KC Masterpiece 400 at Kansas Speedway. Brendan Gaughan starting in the back after an engine change. After qualifying, Clint Boyer failed optical scanning station multiple times, so he will start in the back as well. But we're now ready to go green beside the 21 here of Palmer behind the 4 of Kevin Harvick. Alright, here we go. Kyle Busch starting P1 on the pole here in Kansas as the green flag is out. Kyle Larson as well on the front row beside Kyle Busch now as we come through to start this race. Jimmy Johnson, our teammate behind us. Chris Buescher up here in the top 15. A decent starting position for Buescher in the 37 as we go down into turns 1. Kyle Busch immediately clear of the 42 of Larson, and Keselowski tries to take over that second position from Larson as well as we come out of turn 2, heading down the back straightaway for the first time here tonight in Kansas on the outside of the 21 of Paul Menard as we go down into turn 3 using that outside. You guys know that I love to run the top at any racetrack that I can, and Kansas is one of the best tracks for that. Now as we exit turn 4, immediately getting up to the top, you're going to see me up top for the majority of this race, I'm sure. Now as we cross the line, 18 to go here in this first stage. 3 wide already here in Kansas as we go down into turns 1 and turns 2, also going to the outside now. The 10 of Eric Almirola trying to work our way into a top 10 position there as we have to get out of the throttle just to avoid our teammate Chase Elliott. And as we came through the next time around on lap 3, we would get to the outside of Elliott as we went through turns 1 and turns 2. As we come through the center of the corner, we would clear the 9 of Elliott as we went down the back straightaway, moving up into a top 10 position, now sending it to the inside of Paul Menard, cutting it close with Kurt Busch as we went down into turn 3, moving up briefly into a 9th position. So already in the top 10 here, surprisingly, and we would get up all the way to P6 behind Joey Logano, who came to lap 7 now with a chance to make a pass on Logano on the inside. As we go down into turns 1 and turns 2, we complete the pass on Joey Logano using the inside lane and move into a top 5 position somehow here in Kansas. Certainly showing a little bit of speed early on in this race, and as we came to lap 10, still in P5 in front of Kurt Busch, back up to the top lane there as we make a little bit of a mistake though, getting onto the seam, and that's going to unsettle the car there as we exit turn 2, still on it, and sideways we go, and we hit the wall there as we exit the corner. No damage done to the car, except we lose a ton of momentum there as Joey Logano, he would be able to come through and make a pass as we came through turn 3 and turns 4, trying to stay on his inside, but as we exit turn 4, he would have the momentum to drive away, and we would hold on to P7 for the moment. Now as we came to lap 11 at the end of lap 11. On the outside now of Kevin Harvick, who had gotten to my inside as we go side by side through the triangle, crossing the line. Harvick moves up the track and we get into him, and we make a big save, keeping it from the wall there as we head down into turns 1 and turns 2. So all of a sudden we've got a whole bunch of crap going on as we drift outside of the top 10, and as we came to 2 to go, we had made no progress. We were still down here in about 13th with Chris Buescher. I just got stuck here and couldn't make anything happen as we came out of turn 4, now approaching the final lap in this first stage. On the outside now of the 21 car of Paul Menard, but we're lucky that we haven't really damaged the right side of the car. It certainly had potential to do it a couple times there as we go through turns 1 and turns 2 sideways there as we come through the center of the corner. On the outside now of the 10 of Eric Almirola as we exit turn 4, heading down the back straightaway for the final time here in stage 1 as we make a little bit of contact with Almirola and actually get into the wall a bit there as we head down into turn 3 and turn 4 for the final time here in the first stage. Now as we exit turn 4, no stage points for us, surprisingly enough, I guess, right? Now as we come through in Kansas to get P14 in the first stage. Obviously, I usually don't expect stage points here, and we had a chance. We had some speed early on, and then some mistakes happened. I hit the wall, and then we made contact with Harvick. He came up for sure, but I think I might have also come down, so we just kind of came into each other. But we would take 2 cans of fuel and 4 tires. We've dropped 2 positions due to the repairs on the right side of the car. Certainly looking like a typical Kansas race for us so far, but hopefully we can turn it around now as the green flag is back on. We are underway here for stage 2 behind the 12 of Ryan Blaney. On the outside of, I believe, Austin Dillon, Jimmy Johnson, and Denny Hamlin behind us, as well as our other teammate of Chase Elliott as we head down into turns 1 and turns 2. Our other teammate Alex Bowman actually up in the top 10, now outrunning the rest of us Hendrick cars. As we get sideways on the exit of turn 2 and get hit by the 9 there as the car just snapped on me and we lost it, but thankfully Elliott was there. We held on to it, and as we come through turn 3, now back into the 20th position, as certainly dealing with a really loose car in tonight's race as we come out of turn 4, and that's something we got to take care of now as we come through the trial. We're sitting P20. Certainly things not going our way at the moment here in Kansas as we head down towards turns 1 and turns 2. Ryan Newman just in front of me in P19 as we use that top to my advantage as we get the momentum through the center of the corner now as we exit turn 2, heading down the back straightaway side by side with the 6 car of Ryan Newman as we clear him as we head down towards turn 3 behind Blaney and Elliott, who battle side by side in the 12 car and in the 9 now as we come through turn 3, trying to make it 3 wide with them potentially as we come out of turn 4. Now Blaney's going to come up in front of me. We're going to give him a bit of a bump now as we come through the trial, pushing him down the straightaway, and we would be sitting now P14 or P13 as we came to lap 6. We had gotten past Elliott, we had gotten past Blaney, and had been trying to battle with Austin Dillon and Jimmy Johnson now as we were coming through turns 3 and turns 4, but we were really struggling to work our way towards a top 10 position again. Just like at the end of the first stage, we really struggled to be able to gain some ground, and as we came to lap 10, just past halfway in the stage, we had only gotten up to P12, battling alongside Eric Almirola, Jamie McMurray, and Chris Buescher as we went down the back straightaway. So certainly lacking some speed here in this second stage. Just don't quite have what we need to have a chance at getting up in the top 10. We certainly are within range there as we exit turn 4 side by side just about with Jamie McMurray as we come through the trial. Almirola sitting in 10th, Buescher 9th, having a great run for Chris Buescher there as he heads down towards turns 1 and 2 with 7 to go at this point in the second stage. As I just continue to ride the top, this is obviously where I'm most comfortable at any track, and since we can do it at Kansas, I'm always up top there. And as we came through now to a few laps later, McMurray and Almirola, they had gone past Buescher and had driven away. 2 to go in the stage. Myself and Buescher now battling bumper to bumper there as we go through turns 1 and turns 2. Like I said, McMurray, Almirola, they're up ahead, and we're trying to get P11 from Chris Buescher there as we exit turn 2, heading down the back straightaway side by side with Buescher as we head down towards turns 3 and turns 4 approaching the white flag here in the second stage. Almirola looking like he is going to hold on to that 10th position here in the stage now as we come through the triangle right behind the 37 of Chris Buescher as we cross the line. The white flag for stage 2 is in the air. We look to his outside now as we head down into turns 1 and turns 2 for the final time in stage 2, lap 17 of 17 now. As we exit the corner, we're going to be side by side with the 37 down the back straightaway for the final time in stage 2. Can we at least get P11 as we're going to continue to ride the top as we go through turns 3 and turns 4 for the final time in this second stage. McMurray 9th, Almirola 10th. He's going to get the last stage position, and Buescher is clear as we come through the tri-oval, and he's going to hold us off as we get P12 in the second stage. So certainly not the strongest stage 1 and stage 2, but hopefully, maybe if we're lucky in the third stage, we can certainly turn it around there as Kyle Larson wins stage 2. I believe, if I remember correctly, he won stage 1, but we would come to pit road, 2 Kansas Fuel, 4 tires, and we would fall down to P27 for the start of the stage, as the AI did not need to take 4 tires, unfortunately. But hopefully we can have a good stage 3 now, as the green flag is out P27 with about 25 laps to go here in Kansas. So hopefully we can rally towards a top 15 to a top 10 now as we're on the inside of the 34 of Michael McDowell. The biggest issue right now on this restart is we're on the bottom. Obviously, we usually want to be on the bottom, except when we're at Kansas, I want to be on the top on the restart. It's the only track I think I would prefer to be at the top for a restart. And as we head down the back straightaway, just about to the left-hand side of Corey LaJoy, as we head down into turn 3, sticking our nose up the inside of Ty Dillon there, as we get very ambitious and make it work as we get sideways. I'm making a little bit of contact with the 13 of Ty Dillon as we exit turn 4, heading down the front straightaway. We got to be aggressive early on here if we want to get somewhere now, as we get clear of Ty Dillon and jump up to the top side immediately there, as the Larson continues the lead, battling alongside the 18 of Kyle Busch as we come through turns 1 and turns 2, and now come through to the exit of turn 2 on the back of Blaney, now going 3 wide between him and the 47 of Ryan Priest. We back up to the 3 wide to get back up to the top as we go through turns 3 and turns 4, continuing to carry the momentum up here towards the wall now as we exit turn 4. Just about looking to the right side of Blaney there, a little bit of contact made as we come through the tri-oval, crossing the line, trying to move up towards a top 20 position there as we head down towards turns 1 and turns 2. Now Johnson sitting just in front of us, as well as Daniel Suarez. They say he's sitting about 19th and 20th or so as we exit turn 2, though getting ahead of our teammate Johnson, and we would continue to move forwards there as we got into the back of Suarez and hit the wall there as we went through down towards turn 3. But as we came to the next lap, making a move on the outside of Suarez and Menard, we would get past them both and move up to 18th now, looking to the outside of Ryan Newman as we went down into turn 3 and turn 4, continuing to move our way forwards as we came to lap 49 up into a top 15, looking to the outside of Eric Jones at this point as we went down the back straightaway. Very close quarters racing there as we went down the straightaway, clearing him and moving up to P12 as we went down into turns 3 and turns 4. Certainly showing a little bit more speed, I think, than we did in stage 2 now as we exit turn 4 behind Clint Boyer, and as we came through on lap 53, continuing to run that top now up to P11 behind Joey Logano. There as we get into the wall on the exit of the corner, we correct into the 14, and into the wall we go, and that's going to end up bringing out the caution. And just like that, we have to go to the back of the field as we were continuing the battle on the outside of Boyer and Elliott. We came out of turn 2 in the back end, just snapped. I hit the wall and then lost the car to the left, tried to keep it off the 14 of Boyer, but unfortunately I still made contact with him. Thankfully, there was only 2 seconds of damage, so we're still in this race now. No DNF as we come through with 12 to go, immediately jumping up to the top, because really 12 laps, not a lot of time, but if we have some luck on our side, we could still maybe come out of here with a top 20. I think that's the main goal, to get a top 20 to salvage some points. Kansas is always just a rough race for me, and it's certainly showing it to be a rough race once again here tonight now as we head down towards turn 3 and turn 4, immediately staying up towards the top lane, passing Reed Sorensen, Matt DiBenedetto, Brendan Gaughan, Landon Castle just up here on the inside. So we were quickly moving our way forwards once again as we came through the tri-oval, crossing the line. Only 11 laps remained at this point here in Kansas as we went down towards turns 1 on the outside of Haley Deegan and Joey Gason, a 3 wide as we come through the center of the corner, staying up towards the wall now as we exit turn 2, sitting P33 at the moment there as we went down the back straightaway. We would continue though to just click off these positions pretty quickly as we went down into turn 3, just continuing to run the top as you see just how much momentum we built up there, and just came through on lap 26 now, P27, but there's smoke up ahead now with just over 8 laps to go, and the caution would fly late here in Kansas. As, like I said, we had worked up to P27, and now the car that blew his engine is staying out on the top lane, which is a big opportunity for myself as the green flag comes out. It's going to be 5 to go there as car stacking up. We look to the inside of Ryan Priest. I'm not sure if that was legal to look to his inside, but we certainly did it. Thankfully, no black flags in NASCAR Heat 3. That was just an odd moment. I didn't know if I was allowed to look to his inside before the line or not, but we did anyways as he checked up now as we came through turns 1 and turns 2. We would get past these cars as we came down towards the front straightaway. We would be able to jump back up towards the top lane. As you see me now coming through turns 1 and turns 2 with 3 to go. We had passed Chastain, I think it was. Now as we come through turns 2, moving up to P16, looking to the outside of Paul Menard. Now moving up to the 15th position, as we might have somehow a chance, if we're really lucky, to get a top 10 as we come through turns 3 and turns 4. Now as we came through on the exit of turn 2, approaching the final lap. Now 2 to go on the outside of Martin Truex Jr. up to P11 as we head down into turn 3. But we send it in a little too deep and we get into the wall through turn 3 and turn 4, approaching the final lap now, and that's going to completely shatter our chances at a top 10 now as Chris Buescher looks to my inside as we come through the triangle. The white flag now is in the air. Dylan Buescher clear of me as we head down into turns 1 and turns 2 for the final time here in Kansas. P17, which is still a pretty decent rally back considering we were at the back of the field about 15 laps ago now as we look to the outside of Buescher for the final time here in Kansas. Down the back straightaway we go into turn 3, clear of Buescher for the moment. Now as we come through the center of the corner on the back of Austin Dillon, looking to his outside as we come through on the exit now of turn 4 for the final time in Kansas. We're going to come through the triangle. Buescher on my inside, and he's going to get me at the line as we come through to get P17 in Kansas. Certainly not the finish we were looking for, but it was still a pretty decent rebound considering we made a big mistake, got sent to the back of the field, and we were able to rally our way back forward. Jimmy Johnson, our teammate, down in 37th. Brad Keselowski wins the race. He is also the first multi-winner this season. So the first driver to get 2 wins, and Keselowski, you never know, could be a favorite this season now, as we still lead the points by 2 points over Kevin Harvick. So at least we have the points lead after a rough race. Obviously, we're going to have these rough races here and there. Every driver goes through that. But as always, if you guys enjoyed this episode, make sure to comment, like, and subscribe. Those would all be very, very appreciated. I'd like to thank you all for taking the time out of your day to watch this video and other videos as well there. And then the next one, I think we go to Charlotte for the Coca-Cola 600. Yes, we do. So that should be a good one. We usually have speed there, but we just have never been able to quite get up to the front and have a chance at winning. But hopefully we can do that next time in Charlotte. Hopefully we'll have a shot at bringing home a Coca-Cola 600. So I will see you guys in the next one. There you see the playoff grid. Cody Ware currently still in the playoffs for now. Will he remain? We'll have to find out. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching, everybody, and have a great day.